by Amy.
Welcome back to the SCG. The Swans in control here after a 5-goal-to-1 first term. They lead by 26 points, and Jude, Essendon contributed to that with some really poor execution by foot.
Yeah, certainly entering inside 50. They just really to battle to hit targets, and they're certainly an efficient team, but they're running at 49% by foot, whereas the Swans are running about 80% disposal effectiveness at this stage.
That wind is a little bit tricky when you're out here on the ground, though, isn't it?
Very fluky breeze, but the turnovers have contributed 4 of the 5 goals for the Swans at this stage.
And coming into this game, Essendon were the #1 kicking side in the competition, so that's a real concern for the Bombers at quarter time. How did you read the Heppel v McVeigh battle in that first term?
A very interesting battle. Obviously, McVeigh ended up with the 9 disposals. Heppel had the 7, just forward of centre. Just looked like McVeigh was trying to get outside him, really test him.
Another really interesting battle out there too, Goddard and Kennedy.
Yeah, it looks like Goddard's getting to Kennedy, but they're throwing Myers in just to get a little bit extra bigger body around the traffic. The clearances at this stage are 15-9 Essendon's way.
You know this ground pretty much better than anybody here tonight. Is there a scoring end at the SCG?
Oh, there's not really, but with this sort of breeze, you'd be favouring the right-hand end towards the Randwick at this stage.
Spot on for the first quarter at least. Early days, just quarter time, but it's getting urgent as far as Essendon are concerned. They'd love a goal pretty quickly. Let's see what they can muster here. Rucks go at it on the way down Pike. It falls behind him, but Glenn out of the pack to Reid. He's immediately grabbed. McVeigh's in there. Eventually it falls to Goddard. Got boot to ball. Skews off the outside of his boot. Goods. Well, he didn't realise exactly who was around him. Now he's going to be penalised. Almost in slow motion there. Zach Merritt, meantime, plays on. Myers with a long kick. He's a good kick. He's kicked it from the line of the centre square.
So the Goods handled it or not? He's sure he did.
Don't know whether the platform hand was moved as much as the hand that hit it. So.
But in the end, it was a fantastic finish, as we said. Just his 3rd goal this season, but that was memorable. Got the goal they needed, so maybe they can kickstart them back to a 3-goal game. Now Chesky dropped it down. Howlett's quick kick out. Chapman Ambrose to a flattening Rampy. Gee, he's hurt Rampy. Kennedy belting it off the ground. Rampy now up and a boundary throw in. Oh, deliberate. Okay. So against Kennedy. So the Sydney faithful. Not a full house, a good solid crowd, but Myers. Fletcher on the left. And Fletcher's kicked a full forward, and Ambrose very hard at it. Rampy has picked himself up. Jetta. Oh, that was brilliant by Jetta.
Little short one towards midfield. Parker on the half volley. Releases McGlynn. McGlynn storming through midfield. Not a good kick, though. David Hooker, who leads back in the race. He's pretty nimble here. Tippett comes after him. Hooker fancies his chances, takes him on, runs away from him. That was well played. And finds Hurley.
He had to have a disposal, Tippett, then.
Move it on.
Brilliant. Rampy, too. He bounced when he landed. Thought he was out to it. Suddenly he's back in the action and thinking clearly because his hand pass was a beauty to get that ball running Sydney's way. Carlisle's got it on the outer side now. Just get the feeling that suddenly Essendon have sparked up here. Not before time as the kick comes down towards the attacking 50. Ryder beaten pointlessly by Pike.
Just judged a better Pike, didn't he? Back to Smith. He's got Goods wide, but there's a little bit of danger maybe in that. No, he's going to go to Goods now. He's up and about Goods, I reckon. He's been in really good nick. We know he kicked 4 in the second half last week, and he's had a pretty good year, Goods, after being injured at the start. Jetta couldn't quite clunk the mark. Dempsey helped it on its way. And Jetta's come up a bit sore here. Not sure how serious that is, but he's down near the ankle. He's in a bit of pain by the look of him.
Doesn't look too good, does it? Although he's soldiering on. Boundary throw in. Ryder did well, followed up there. Merritt in trouble. too slick for Chapman. Down goes Kennedy. Well played, McGlynn. Tackled by Zaharakis. High, says the umpire. So McGlynn gets a free kick across half back. 3 goals last week. Goes out wide. Bird breaking hard is Cunningham. Bird needs to control it. He does that. Finds Cunningham. Next link in the chain, another youngster. Towers getting in behind the defender. Bagley takes the mark. That was the perfect kick. Just a couple of metres in from the boundary. Only one man, Towers, could get to it. Dean Towers, remember that name. He's moving well. He's out at right half forward. Sends a long one to a good spot as far as the Swans are concerned. About 15 metres out. Falls in front of the pack. Myers, he certainly was under pressure, slaps it back across the line.
It was like a slack push, wasn't it? It was a funny action there. The only way you could get any momentum on the ball, but got rid of the danger.
Effort and intensity with the Bombers at the moment, leading contested possessions, clearances and tackles. That usually translates to a good performance.
That kick from Fletcher, not great. Bird nearly got it. Cunningham, was a terrific kick a moment ago. Grundy, clever, and then just sets it up. Fletcher and also Membry. Bird, Fletcher, good effort. Myers, spectacular goal earlier. Ball not out and a ball up. So Sydney back in the forward 50. Essendon with the 1 goal of the second term.
Swans lead it by 21 then. Tossed up, Ryder, again up high. Hooker. His kick ricochets back towards a dangerous spot. Hurley just pushes it across the boundary line.
I guess they're winning the clearances partly, yes, because you're getting an extra player or two around the congested footy, but all it's enabled them to do is just kick it quickly out of that, out of the congestion. No creativity on the way out, just like that.
Ryder having a good game. Bit of luck involved there. You saw Merritt go back. Eventually, Chapman looks for a runner. Collier, he missed it. Merritt again involved. That's Jackson reaching over the top of Jack. Ball up on the other side.
Well, here's the game here. If you look, contested possessions, the Bombers doing exceptionally well also in the clearances, but just not using the ball at all well. Their disposal efficiency right down.
Gee, that was clever. Pike to Kennedy to fall forward. His Tippett still hasn't had that disposal. Memory again, good pick up. And then Kennedy got a high tackle from Chapman. And maybe within range, though, he goes very quickly to the pocket, puts Goods on a tighter angle, but obviously a lot closer to goal.
1 metre, Adam, please.
Just what Sydney need, another tall forward.
Memory was good again then below his knees, wasn't he? And he's playing on Dustin Fletcher at the moment. So a bloke that's nearly played 400 game and a bloke in his first.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
he looks like he's a good mover, so that's the not just the big pack marker.
So tight angle for Goods, and he's just pushed it across. I don't think it's even going to be a score from the kick itself, and then rushed through for a behind.
He looks to have similar physical tools to Jake Stringer from the Western Bulldogs, who obviously had a fantastic game against the Bombers in Dustin Fletcher's last outing.
Thank you.
Sydney are doing it right at the present time, aren't they? Bringing some youngsters into a climate of success. To the outer side, here's a chance for Ryder. Essendon's best. Goddard coughs it up. Malcheski goes back. Smith kicks inside the forward 50. Reid on the lead, couldn't hang on. He's going to get a free kick.
A good closing speed, Hurley on the on the lead. He gets there, even though should have clunked that. Very lucky free kick in the end, I reckon.
Yeah. Malcheski just cruising past, as he often does. He's got a good kick.
You're flying that line, Nick.
He's kicked some very important goals over his career too, wearing this uniform. Season-defining goals in some cases. On the right side for a left-footer. His team up by 22 points. And the Bombers, you feel, right for the taking, but not with this kick. Misses to the near side. 36 plays 13 early going in this second term of the SCG on Friday Night Football.
Interesting, the last couple of... I mean, Kennedy wasn't prepared to shoot from 15. And again then, so that into the breeze, I think, the Swans at the moment. They're just struggling, aren't they, having those set shots towards goal. Gee, Goddard's movement was brilliant. To Dempsey, to Winderlich, You'd think it's in good hands. Winderlich kicks the ball high. Now Smith's got a bit of a problem. Grundy got back. Smith had an awkward bounce originally. Rowan back to Grundy. And then Grundy off that step. Now Reid will be, and it doesn't get to Reid, it does hold up, and Richards takes a good mark. So that breeze is playing a part, and Tim asked Jude the question at quarter time, which will be the scoring end, and you do feel right of screen. There's certainly, I reckon, 10 metres in the kick, and we saw that with Myers perhaps in that opening goal in the second quarter.
Like the MCG, Bruce, depends on the angle, I think, which way the wind affects the flight of the ball. There's no one direction all over the field.
Parker beyond the wing. Towers, Jack, taken high.
Advantage!
Kennedy helps himself, takes the advantage, kicks inside the forward 50. Winderlich a little undecided coming at that football. Played it okay though, Fletcher. Well, he knocked it past Winderlich. Cunningham rushed out of bounds. Football left behind, but it trickled across. So we'll have a throw in. Comes tattered as well, the young fella.
Compulsory then. Pike, well done, in front of Bell Chambers. He's been good, Pike. Tom Derricks, I saw him out there earlier tonight. He played those 12 games, Tom Derricks, and he did a really good job when Pike was injured, didn't he? But probably not to be seen again at this level. Well done, Parker, to McGlynn. He just couldn't quite balance McGlynn. He was rushed. So good defensive work by Essendon. So what have we got? 12 scoring shots to 3, but 4-goal game. One more goal for the Bombers, and you feel like they're right back in it.
Yes, Fletcher thought about going, decides against it. Centre-half back, straight down the middle of the ground. Ambrose is in front. Rampy got a fist on it to the advantage of Ryder. Ryder working behind, question of accuracy. That's not there. Gee, almost too much time to think, Paddy.
Thanks, mate.
He's having a good night, but not his best moment.
Just rushed it to me.
Play on.
Reece Shaw.
Mate.
His brother's back as well this weekend, which is terrific. McGlynn. Geez, confident McGlynn at the moment. Took them all on. Scrubby kick into the centre. Could work. Bird. Parker. Jetta. He was proppy a minute ago, but he's moving okay. We know he's a long kick. That one holding up. Can Tippett get involved? Hooker. He's got a free kick, Tippett.
Played that well, Tippett. Pushed back really. He's a good defender now, Hooker. He's been terrific, and he knew he wasn't just going to mark it unless he did something special, Tippett. So he pushed back really hard, and in that doing that, just the arm across, the left arm across is what the umpire has pinged him for.
He knows what the breeze is doing also. The ball's always going to drop short, so he just held his ground there.
Yeah, by pushing back hard, he protected that space in front of him, and then obviously what he wants to do is then fall onto the ball, and Hooker knew that and had to hold him, otherwise he ends up taking an easy mark.
This is his first disposal also, boys.
Yeah, and he's pretty accurate kick. He's got an awkward style, but that's a good goal, and that hurts Essendon, it really does. So Tippett's on the board.
Straight back.
Strong kick by Kurt Tippett. Well, on exposed form, I think they've got it right. And Goods, certainly, working his way into form for the finals. Heppel hooks Essendon down towards half forward. In front of Ambrose, stolen away by Jetta. Slick hands back to Rowan. Rowan's kick was smothered. Ricochets close to the boundary line. Rampy initially kept it in. We'll have a throw in. 43 plays 14.
Normally so good at controlling disposals, Essendon, particularly with marks. Only the 19 so far. They usually have over 100, so Swans defending well.
Bill Chambers won that one. Spills across towards Merritt. Got a hand pass looking for Goddard. Goddard knocks it close to the boundary. Parker's run out. We'll have a boundary throw in. On figures at least, Sydney seem to be Brendan Goddard's bogey team. In 17 games against them, he averages 17 possessions overall and 15 at the SCG. Hasn't been dominant tonight so far.
No, that's for sure. He's been running with Kennedy a bit, hasn't he, so McGlynn?
Go back.
His numbers are fantastic this year. Of course, a different role for him, and he's really responded brilliantly. Jetta to McVeigh. Good switch up there. Grundy. And they've really got Essendon where they want them right now, the Swans. Cunningham over to Jetta. Jetta running on so powerfully. Good kick to the top of the square. Good set himself. Went on Hurley. Swans with a chance though, but belted away by Fletcher. Collier to Heppel. Heppel has to come back inboard to Collier, who takes off a running bounce. Now he looks up, there's not much to go to. He handballed to a bloke who wasn't looking at the time. That was Carlisle, Zaharakis, Howlett. They've got to work their way through. Stanton, clever. Collier, who started it all. Does he get a handle? Not quite. Cunningham gets involved. Ambrose, ball down low. Can't get it out. It'll be a ball up. Gee, Sydney were good there. Because they looked like they'd get through the Bombers and they would just close the gaps. It looked like a chess player just being thwarted with every move.
Bill Chambers hooks it down nicely. Zaharakis, the hurried kick towards the pocket. Runs kindly for Grundy. Clever hand pass on the bounce to Rampy, but Rampy had one idea and one idea alone, to get it out of bounds. 15 metres around from the behind post. 43 plays 14, midway through the term. Bill Chambers again. Chambers won it down. McVeigh the beneficiary. Off the ground by Parker. Taken by Winderlich. Gives Fletcher some space. About 70 metres out from goal. He sends it long back towards full forward. Lurking behind Melcheski. That takes some judgment. Everybody committed to flying. Melcheski just stayed on the ground. Let it look easy. Grundy. And now Rowan.
With some time. You think of these guys that brought in the Swans. Most of them are quick, aren't they? Rowan and Cunningham are two of them. And Towers has got a bit of toe. They've injected some pace.
Good job here, Essendon. They've locked them in. They've just put them under pressure. They'll probably have the composure to slow it.
Grundy. Gee, Rowan played it well against Myers. Still not out. A good handball by Richards. Rowan ran on very well. Got it from McVeigh to Shaw. So they've done well in the end. Essendon had put them under pressure. Shaw, now that's dangerous. Howlett at the back of Jack. Jack first to recover. Goddard, Jack with Goddard, and a ball up. So
mentioned the Goddard-Kennedy matchup potentially. I think the Bombers have responded with Kennedy's dominance and have put Hocking to Kennedy, which means that Goddard, I reckon his direct opponent might be Malcheski as both half-backs.
Bill Chambers did brilliantly down to Myers. Kicks it out wide. Carlisle had it bounce away from him. Grundy in trouble. Rampy again a master of taking it out of bounds. We've got a throw in.
Sam Reid's just off at the moment. They've just been checking his hip flexor at this stage.
So there was the Malcheski mark. Howlett roved it well, just can't get it away. Jack got him.
On the ball. Yeah.
Wayne, we teased you a bit about Jake Carlisle. Just quickly, he's had a slow start. I mean, you know him better than we do. I mean, is he a confidence player? I mean, can he respond here?
Oh, look, I think it's been one of those games, Bruce, but obviously they're getting numbers back. He's had a couple of one-on-one contests. He's lost a couple of those, but he's won a couple. I think he's okay at the moment. I think it's more about the supply of the Bombers. I just don't think they're getting any clean ball. And as the boys said at quarter time, the efficiency of the Bombers. So therefore, it's stagnant movement. It's not free-flowing movement that they've had the last couple of weeks.
Membry, that was a difficult kick for Goods. So rounded it up pretty well. Bird cut off by Howlett. Back to Goddard. Now the Bombers.
Hurley goes out wide. Bounces just inside the boundary, then spills across.
And that just reinforces exactly that. I mean, you had Ambrose who made the break, had space. They missed the target.
So Reid leaving the ground. We'll follow that with interest. It's been very handy. After the boundary throw-in, picked up by Goddard. Zaharakis under immediate pressure. It's the story of the night for the Bombers so far. Surging pack of Swans. Nicely done there by Bird. Kicks up towards the wing. Outnumbered the youngster Membry. Collier. His hand pass intended for Zaharakis. Initial fumble cost him. Kicked under pressure. Taken by Shaw. Comes out to Rowan. Now he finds himself with clear air. Nobody near him. Decides to run it up. Can go to Cunningham, ran himself into trouble actually, some indecision. Jetta comes back inside the centre square, lowering the eyes, Shaw. Goods couldn't hang on, behind Bird, half chance. Myers stole it away, Goddard, Zaharakis.
To Stanton, Stanton will come wide to Merritt. And Merritt off a step, very wide. Here is Carlisle, who we're talking about again. Pretty ordinary kick, now he kept it in, Carlisle, now he wants it out.
Swans have done exactly what they wanted to do in this game, I reckon, after last week. Just make it a lower, hard for the opposition to score, get a lot of bodies around the footy, make it a real contest all over the field.
Just the 2 goals for the Bombers in the opening half so far. Stanton, Myers, Goddard getting busier. Now here's an interesting kick.
Winderlick. Well, it set for him eventually. Didn't want to. Well, that's a nondescript kick back towards the middle. Chappie had his shot at it. Missed it. And again, weight of numbers tell the story. Malcheski, Jack.
Holding the man, free kicking.
They 50. Take the advantage. Well, it'll be a free kick in 50. Well, he's paid the advantage now because Sydney are storming down towards centre-half forward inside their 50, Dale. McGlynn fumbled. Goddard took a while. Hammers a hand pass back. Winderlick goes out wide. So playing on in that situation could cost them here. Zach Merritt unloads. Well, look at this. Didn't need to, well, as a result, I was going to say didn't need to kick it, but as a result, it worked out beautifully. That's the best result they could have hoped for.
I reckon the umpire was going to play the free kick and a 50.
Yeah.
So then he thought, oh, maybe I'll play the advantage. I think he's thinking, am I allowed to play the advantage with a 50-metre penalty? But anyway, he did it.
Pike wins the tap. Jack, well done. Kennedy, Malcheski. It's a good tackle. Tim McVeigh was clever. He just tapped it on. Now Goddard within range for him and can't quite get the right hook. I reckon he's had a good 10 minutes, Goddard.
He's positioning himself just off the stoppage and away from direct responsibility for Josh Kennedy. And he's such a playmaker for the Bombers. He's a real weapon.
Rampy. 2 Bombers here against Goods. Coming it nicely then is Hurley. No opposition. Dangerous ball. And it's marked by Ambrose. That was position A for the kick too. So bringing it out. They chose the wrong option. One of the rare times tonight, Sydney, and they could pay the price of a goal.
Well, tonight the short field kicking's been really poor for Essendon, so this is a bit of a settler for them. They've just kicked it to a pack, and Ambrose has done what he's required to do and now needs to go back and kick the goal.
Patrick Ambrose going at the Bombers' third then. It's good. They're sticking at it.
It's a really dangerous kick, that one. Straight to the contest 35 out. That's where Carlisle was taking his marks. I prefer that option, particularly given that the Bombers aren't using the ball well by foot tonight.
He attacks the footy really hard, Ambrose, doesn't he? A couple of his attacks have at least caused spillages tonight.
Oh, asked Rampy about that, and a similar one there with Parker. So he got Rampy. So 2 goals to 1 for the Bombers in this quarter. So Reid back on. So as that's really interesting just to see his health. Myers, Merritt, Winderlick starting to get involved a fair bit here. Switches now. Goddard again. He's up to 14. Goddard kicks to full forward. Carlisle, really well done in the end. Grundy, Merritt written down. Ball not out. Malcheski will claim it. Ball up.
Did a good job, Grundy there. Yeah. They're the type of ones that could stick for Carlisle, but just got the 2 hands, firm grip. Just control.
The Bombers are coming at them, though, aren't they? There's Grundy taken down, spills to Bell Chambers. Still a live ball in there. Rowan goes along the boundary line. McVeigh to Richards running out of space. Very tight.
His defensive numbers for Grundy are outstanding. He's played the 17 games, only conceded the 14 goals. And the Swans' back 6 are actually the second best in the competition in at least halving one-on-one contests. He's been great tonight.
Yeah, he was subbed out last week, wasn't he?
Yep.
Smith did well. Parker ran into a dead end. Jack, momentary chance. Myers. Zach Merritt. Play-on's the call. 2 Swans up. Pike punches it Sydney's way. Heppel. Zach Merritt again. Chapman buys his teammate some space. That's Dempsey, but the kick wayward. Needed to pull it back a lot more. Puts it out of bounds in the pocket.
I reckon the 2 guys that are Winderlick and Goddard are helping. I mean, they're the 2 that I think have given Essendon a little, not a surge so much, but as Dennis suggests, you feel like they're getting back into the match a bit. Sydney still with his handy lead. There is Winderlick. Towers chasing. Well done, Collier. Can't quite get it out. Rowan cut off. Young Merritt. Gee, Jack was hard. We know that of him. Clever move by Jetta. Brilliant, actually. That was fantastic. back, and then the handball. Neat kick down the line. Fletcher, Membry, good tussle. 393 games versus 1. 39 years of age versus 20, and then Hurley finds Myers. So one extra goal for Essendon if they get it before half-time. You feel like they're very much in it.
Myers towards half-forward then. Carlisle surrounded. Jetta, interesting hand pass. Flung it forward. Now a chance for McGlynn. Bit of a fumble, and as a result, they're in trouble. Thought for a moment Reid was in some space and could do something. Well, he gets a second chance. It comes now to McVeigh. McVeigh across the ground. Things open right up here. With the footy as Smith, he wants to go to the outer side. Spots a man now. Rampy's got it. Essendon back quickly. Is it quickly enough? No, Kennedy gets in behind the defence. Hooks it towards full forward. Goods takes the mark.
Bit of chaos footy there. It was some grubber kicks, but the important thing...
Goods. Oh, well, that's unique. He went back goal side and puts it through.
Such an unusual move, wasn't it?
Got the leg power and strength to change direction. Terrific. He always had fantastic agility for a 190cm plus player.
Well, he's come on strong, hasn't he? I feel like he is building to September. 34 years of age. He's a great September footballer. Rowan. Bill Chambers, Kennedy strong there. Richards, well done. Shaw. Oops. Just pushed off it by Collier. McVeigh's been good to cut off. Hocking gets the angle okay. Now to fall forward. Carlisle did very well, Carlisle. Zaharakis. He's missed. Carlisle did extremely well because he's being held by the leg basically, and he stood up. Zaharakis snapping and missing.
Malcheski quickly in, 2-on-1, favouring the Swans on the outer side. Falls nicely for McGlynn. Searching kick around the outer wing. Cunningham. Goods wants it short. Not sure that's the way to go. No, there's Cunningham. Goes back to Bird. Bird about 80 metres from goal. Essendon rushing numbers back. Bird now goes to Goods, who wheels around, shows some pace, some toe for the veteran player there, and he goes in short and finds Tippett.
Isn't he an outstanding player, Goods? I mean, he is the ultimate player. He used to play ruck before he hurt his knee. A number of years ago now, but he could play any position on the field, given he's already played ruck.
Well, he started on the wing on young Zach Merritt, and which obviously shows his running capabilities, but he's taken the 8 marks, so he's presented as a half forward, and then you just see, I mean, that's just the awareness, and the game now is to just drop the ball in short to Tippett into his space.
What's pleasing about it is his confidence in his body to be able to take players on.
His second possession now. He's kicked one already, but his only kick, and this one left and stays left. So a reprieve there for the Bombers. But what about the toe from Adam Goods? That was something else.
Such a soft, clever kick, wasn't it?
You lose Franklin out of the team, and you have Goods, who's now got a couple of months under his belt and playing a similar role tonight that Franklin normally plays in their lineup.
So Stanton wide. So Sydney's still very much in control.
It's been quiet tonight, Stanton. Just the 7 disposals.
Mike Pike, 1 metre, please.
Smart player, Cunningham, for 20, and he plays the percentages. He's not a big getter of the ball, but he's a smart player. McVeigh quickly, Goods again. Well, he's had a 5-minute purple patch. He started really well, and he's on fire at the moment. He goes for Tippett again. Couldn't quite make a great contest. Terrific stuff. Parker, Towers, Kennedy was touched on the way through. Gee, Goods has become a force in the last 5 minutes in this particular match, like he has been for a lot of his career.
11 disposals for the champ. Boundary throw in, dying seconds. It'll need to be perfect for the Swans to score here. McGlynn, the fumble, goes to ground. There's the siren. He was quite outstanding in that term. Franklin out of the team, in case you've just joined us with knee soreness, a late withdrawal. Well, there's been some adequate replacements on the forward line so far. Tippett hasn't been one of them, but certainly Goods has. Half-time on Friday Night Football. The Sydney Swans, 7-8-50, lead the Bombers 3-4-22. Just waiting to see if Tim can get across and talk to Brent Stanton. He's right. Good for Brent to talk to us at half-time. He's been struggling a little bit.
Stance, what's your read on that first half?
Yeah, look, Sydney have been really good defensively and probably stopping our ball movement through the corridor. So we've been encouraged to take the game on a little bit more. It feels like we're just being slowed up and being forced down the line too much.
Really poor kicking in the first quarter. Not much better in the second quarter either, field kicking.
Yeah, look, it's something that we've been working on. It's a bit swirly out here, but obviously Sydney are making more opportunities than what we have. So going into the break, we'll reassess with the contested footy and just taking the game on again.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.